on my finger.
All right, just pay attention. Love is such a wonderful thing because you can find it in the strangest of places. How come you didn't see someone like her that you find very interesting in your own church? And how come that she did not find someone as interesting as you in her own church? But then, church is about to rob us of love. And of course, we are not trying to play deaf or blind to the issue of religious compatibility. But then, both of you will have to decide whether the love you found is not worth, the religion that you profess. So, my advice is very simple. Find someone in your church, or she finds someone in her own church, or both of you will have to come to a compromise as to what you want to do with religion. I have a younger brother who had to marry a Catholic. He is a Presbyterian, and it got to a point where he had to marry a Catholic. I think right now they are maintaining Catholic, but that's because she found love. And that's also because he's not the very religious type. Okay, but if religion means a whole lot to you, and sometimes we don't do it because we're even fanatically religious. Sometimes we do it because of what people would say or what people would do. So it's a decision, a tough one, but you've got to make it. Honestly, I wish you well as you make that decision.
Brought love like I've never.
All right. The first thing that comes to my mind is she could be suffering from this syndrome, the grass is greener on the other side. It's also possible she does not understand what love is. And for her, she does not understand maybe the language of sacrifice. I'm not judging her, I am just assuming. Then, but I think if she's pulling out right now, you need to just sit back and watch the movie like you're not even part of it. Just watch. I know it's not going to be easy for you, but just sit back and watch her. Now, what I will want you to even do is to stop calling her. The reason I will say stop calling her is so that you prove her own love. I mean, if you fell sick, she should be all around you. She should be nursing you. She should be catering for you. She should show her love. That's why, when people quarrel with that aspect of the vow that says in sickness and in health. Now, the vow is there not to say you will fall sick, but it says when you do fall sick, this person is taking a vow to be with you in sickness and in health. Not just in health, but in sickness. So if I fall sick, I need someone around me to nurture me, even if I'm going to die as a result of a sickness, I need someone that will stand by me and see me through. So as hard as it's going to be for you, just step back. If you have not offended her, and you've not done anything wrong, I'd like you to know that it will never end, without you, thanking God that you didn't even get married to her. Someone will come. Someone probably better. And right now, it's going to be very painful. But what if 1 year from now, you are in a better relationship, and then you look back and you say, well, thank God it didn't work out. I've seen and I've heard a lot of people that it happened to. They just look back and they say, what will I have even gone into? So just relax. Just relax. This is a true test of what you're going to face tomorrow.
You placed gold.
Let me go back to the text message line. This one reads, good evening, wise one. There is this girl I so much love. Protocols have been broken just to keep her. I have told her severally that I will marry her, but she has never said I love you ever since we started 3 years ago. She doesn't care to call unless I call. The one that hit me like a Mack truck was when she traveled without my consent, and I have been spending on her. Please advise me on what to do. Affordile from a boy state. Point of correction. You don't stand, as much as she should tell you that she's traveling, but you don't think it's what she owes you. She's not your wife yet. That's one. Number two, I like you to know that it looks one-sided. The relationship looks lopsided. It looks like you're trying to buy it. And she's repeatedly showing you that your money cannot buy it. You're just spending, hoping that she's going to eventually become yours. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Even if she marries you, it could be a situation of, so this is what you want, good and fine, while she also does whatever she wants to do. So it's important that you stop trying to buy people's hearts with what you have. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't work out. You see men who will send you to university, pay your tuition, and at the end of the day, you still see these girls fall. You know, love is not something you want to regulate. You don't decide who people fall in love with. You don't buy them to fall in love with you. If they're not in love with you, they're not in love with you, and there's nothing you can do about it. All right, so you may want to just take it easy. And that's what I call the miracle of love. Sometimes you find someone who loves you that you don't love. And then you find someone that loves you, but someone you love that doesn't love you. But when you find someone who loves you and you love her, then the miracle of love has just taken place. And then this one says, may the glory of the Lord renew your strength and zeal as you serve him. May your labor be rewarded in eternity. Warm up for higher favors. Desperation is one of the problems we do have in our relationship and marriage, because we are oppressed by our friends, parents, and people. And by the time we get into the man's house, you begin to fall out of love you initially fell in. Why? Because that's the time the man will show his real identity. But all the same, we need tolerance. Be on the same page with your partner, and togetherness is earnestly needed for the relationship to build on solid rock. How was yesterday's program? Have a blissful night, Uncle Audio called Bethel. Bethel, you missed so much. It's a pity. We can help some of you. In fact, the program was such a great blessing that Wednesday we're going to be having another session strictly for those who came on Sunday. We had a questionnaire that has to do with the temperaments. Everybody ticked their own, and we were able to help as many people, read out the ones that affected them, and they found out what was their basic temperament. And so this Wednesday we're going to be helping them further to find the jobs that these temperaments are more likely to do. Okay, remember it was on self-discovery. And so Wednesday we're going to be showing them what a melancholic can do. The jobs available for a melancholic, the jobs available for a phlegmatic, the job available for a choleric, the jobs available for the other one that's a sanguine. And so it was awesome. You missed so much. I don't have words to tell you what you missed. Chibuzo Olinya from Harmony for Love is a factor very important for a well-being of an equal partner. I am trying hard to understand that. Good evening, Uncle Yusi. I love your program. Please, is there a difference between someone who is a sex addict and someone who has high libido, sex drive, Chisholm from Enugu, well, they are related. But when you talk about a sex addict, it goes beyond just high libido. You could have high libido, but not be a sex addict. It simply means that your appetite is enlarged. But then, when you talk about being a sex addict, it means that you to be an addict means that you're hooked on this thing. That is all you think about, or most of the time that's what you think about. There's a slight difference but I also believe that one could lead to the other. High libido could lead you, if you don't curb it, it could lead you to an addiction. Sonia from Enugu says, Uncle Yussi, good evening, sir. Please, there's this girl I met on social media about 3 years ago. We've been very close, and he's real cool and nice, but I don't feel very free continuing with the relationship because we've not met as it stays in the north. You see, I also have a problem. I have serious bad breath. It's reducing my self-esteem, and I find it difficult to get into relationship because of it. I've been to the hospital, but it's still there. Please help me. Okay, Sonia from Enugu. Okay. It depends on the hospital you went to. Bad breath has to, I think they call it halitosis. It's something that can be treated depending on who you went to. Not everybody can treat it. There are people who specialize on being able to treat that. That's one. Then secondly, there are other things I will suggest that you start doing. A lot of water may be necessary. And then you have to begin to maybe change your diet, change what you eat. Then I think you really need to see a specialist. I don't know. You need to work on that, because you need to find out what it's causing it. It could be malfunctioning of one of your organs, internal organs. You need to find out. Sometimes it gets to a point where you have to go for surgery so that you can take off some things. But then I think it's something that is worth doing. I can imagine what it must have done to you. But then open up and get rid of it once and for all. You're going to feel a lot better when you do that. Please permit me to go for a short break. When I come back, we'll take the long stretch to the end. Okay, let me take this one. As Bishop, I'm dating a girl. She likes me texting, calling while she does the reading. She tells her friends every day about me, that she loves me so much, but her friend, in the other hand, texts me every night and also calls me, and I have fallen for her. What should I do? Well, I think something is definitely wrong somewhere. How can you be falling for her friend when let me announce what is going to happen. Eventually you're going to lose both of them, so you had better just decide what you want for yourself. It's actually wrong. Even if you're not going to date the other one anymore, I don't think it's cool that you fall for the friend. But incidentally, you can have both of them. What if it's a test? You will have fallen. I'll be right back after this.
To our children.
Candy from Oko says, I'm 25 years. Good evening, Uncle Yussi. My current relationship is not approved by my people. And again, the guy is not intelligent. I used him to forget about my ex. I want to break up with him. I don't know how to tell him because I don't know how he will feel. And now my ex keep inviting me. I don't know his mind, but I think it's not wise for me to do that. So please advise me on how to talk to my current guy about the breakup. Okay, poor guy. Poor guy, poor guy. Okay, well, what you're going to do, there's no sympathy. Sympathy is not what anybody needs. Maybe you need empathy. Empathy does not mean you have to stay in it because it's going to hurt someone. In fact, the real problem is that you've not opened up before now. Because if you are not feeling the guy, that means you are denying both yourself and the guy. So the earlier you get it over and done with, the better for everybody. So I will advise that, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Make it something pleasurable, and it must be a time when everybody's happy. And then you can break the bad news and let him know that this thing will not continue. That he's a good man, and that you know he loves you, but that your heart has not been in it for some time, and that you're sorry about that. You are actually sorry it took this long for you to say that. A lot of girls will really jump at who he is, but then you're not enjoying yourself. But let me warn you, you don't do this because your ex has started calling you, depending on why you broke up in the first place. If this guy nursed your wounds when you were, going through the turmoil that came from the first one, then you owe him at least remaining friends. You don't need to treat him. I didn't like the fact you said he's not intelligent. He's intelligent. Maybe you were not sensing his kind of intelligence. You need to work on that one. Good evening, Uncle Yusi. I'm Innocent from Enugu. How was your day? I believe you had a splendid day. Today's topic is awesome and very educating. So many marriages and relationships broken up because of lack of love and trust. To me, love is the foundation of any successful relationship. Thanks for the nice job you're doing. Thank you so much. Good night. You say the great Aristotle, I need a wife, but I need a word of advice from you. You gave me a fountain of advice some months ago, and I love a girl 15 years old to marry in the next 3 years because of the love I have to her, and I am 35 years old. Please share your master word to me. Chinaza from Nsuka by name. 35 plus 3 is 38. 38, she will be 18 and you'll be 38. That is difference of 20. Anything can happen though, but then sometimes it's not the best. I hope she will understand you, and I hope so you're 35 and you're hanging around a girl of 15. What does the parents feel about it? And at 18, is it marriage she should be thinking of? There should be better things to do at 18. Or maybe you marry her and send her to school. What if she finds a boy she likes more than you? So there are so many pitfalls to that. But then I think you should begin to think about someone maybe a bit older. Sometimes we feel we're more comfortable with these very young ones because you feel safe with them. I hope they don't disappoint.
A reason to go on.